What is up, guys, and welcome back to episode 94 now of the Leeds United career mode. I said I was unsure if I'd be able to get one of these out in the 6 o'clock upload as per usual. If you watched the 4 o'clock upload of the Road to Glory career mode, you would have known that I said I wasn't sure if I'd be able to get one of these out, but I just about managed it, and of course, that's, sort of something that I was trying to do. I was trying to make sure I got this out for you guys to watch, because of course I try to upload twice a day if possible to the channel. But if there's ever a time when that's unable for me to do, then I'll try my best to tell you beforehand. But if I can't, then just know that it's been a reason as to why there's an actual reason, because I normally plan my videos ahead anyways. So I know that surely there should always be 2 coming out unless there's a reason for it the day before and I wasn't able to do it. But thankfully I managed to get out the second video of the day, so if you could smash that like button, it would be greatly appreciated for that one. But of course we are running towards the end of this series now. We are getting closer and closer to that 100 episodes. It is taking a little bit of time to do so because, of course, we are alternating this with the My Player and the Ultimate Team Road to Glory. It's just so difficult to try and get them all out at the same time. So I've tried to keep up with the daily Road to Glory career mode and then try and alternate with the My Player Road to Glory and then this one, of course, until we hit episode 100. And then we'll just go back to alternating My Player until that finishes. And then if that finishes, guys, and I get to the point where I'm still doing the Road to Glory one, I will be alternating the Ultimate Team Road to Glory with a new career mode on the channel. So make sure you stick around for that one. I've mentioned it quite a few times in the past few episodes of different videos and stuff. So just make sure you stick around for that. But guys, today's episode of the Leeds United career mode goes into the opening game of the episode where we do go over to the Emirates, I do believe, to take on Arsenal here. Going to be a tough game, but in all honesty, they haven't really hit the heights whilst we've been in the Premier League with Leeds, so I'm not really fearing them too much. I haven't really done throughout the entirety of the series. The most of the teams that we played against in terms of the Premier League sides have been a letdown. I mean, certain seasons we have come up against some big, name teams, and they've been quite good. The likes of United in the first season that we got up to the Premier League beat us twice in that season. But recent years, we've not really had anybody test us at Leeds. And you can see 15 games unbeaten so far in the Premier League with games against Arsenal and Spurs to come in today's episode. It looks as if we could possibly just about manage to make that even more. So I'm looking forward to this. I just see this as, me just chilling out, playing FIFA, just enjoying this career mode until it runs its course. Whereas the Road to Glory style career mode, I told you guys earlier, it seems as though I have to work so hard to get my goals in that one. Whereas this one, I've got used to the fact that, of course, playing with higher quality players means you can take some of the passes on that you wouldn't be able to do normally. And that's sort of what's making me be a bad player in the Road to Glory. I won't say I'm a bad player, by the way, in the career mode of Road to Glory. It's just I have to work extremely hard to get my goals sometimes, and it's so frustrating. But when I come onto this, it's much nicer to play. But of course, that is the reason why we have such a good team here at Leeds and why we hold the Champions League and the Premier League titles. So the opening chance of this game fell actually Arsenal's way, and the ball did end up in the back of the net. But thankfully, it was offside. Takuma Asano here into Coquelin gave it off to eventually Rennie Adelaide. Adelaide forced the keeper into a good save, then put the rebound in the back of the net, but he was in fact offside when the ball did cross the line. So I was pretty happy with that one because I thought we were a goal down in there. But we managed to get the opening goal of the game here as James Rodriguez goes through the middle, brings it down with beautiful control. And if that was the Road to Glory one, if this was I don't know, Bradley Fuster running through on goal, that control would have completely messed up. But that just shows you the difference in quality. I mean, I'm saying it like I'm surprised. I'm not surprised at all. One's League 2 and the other one's, Champions League quality, so I can understand why. But that's what I mean, guys. Through balls like that, I can try on here and it'll work out perfectly. If I tried that on a Road to Glory career mode, I would have no such luck. But you can see, phenomenal finish at the end of it on James' weaker right foot as well. He's been an absolute gem since coming in from Real Madrid to Ellen Road here, so I'm happy with that one. Fantastic finish to get the opening goal of the game. And it's like London buses, when you wait for 1, 2 come along at once, because we managed to pick up the second goal of the game here pretty much instantly after that one's nicking the ball there with, I can't remember who it was, but Anthony Martial gave it inside to James Rodriguez. James Rodriguez sees the run of Lukaku being made, uses his power and pace to get through, and again, another tidy finish past the goalkeeper to make it Arsenal 0. Leeds United 2. We completely outplayed them at the Emirates here. Looked as if we were going to continue our unbeaten run even further on in the season. 2 very nicely worked goals, both very similar into the same part of the goal. And both of them as well were phenomenal finishes with, Lukaku and James Rodriguez. So I was pretty happy to go 2-0 up. But it wasn't all plain sailing for us because Arsenal did have a couple of opportunities, one of which did, in fact, bring them back into the game. You'll see it coming up in just a second. But, they gave it a really good go after this. 73 minutes into the game, straight from the keeper, actually. Javi Martinez, a long ball up the pitch, not dealt with by Pereira in the end. It goes straight to a man on our side. It ends up coming into the path of Mohamed Elani as Januzaj tried to force the pass. But unfortunately, Eric Bailly, again, I've spoken about him in the air. He just doesn't seem that great. And that's when you make a mistake, you get punished for it. Gabriel here, another centre-back. They pretty much sent everybody up the field at this point. They do a nice little triple trap cross. But why Alexis Sanchez passes that to Gabriel? I mean, it worked out in the end, so I can't really question it. But If I was Alexis and I was in that situation, I would not be passing that ball to Gabriel. I'd be smashing that into the back of the net. But in the end, it was not enough, as we did, in fact, pick up the 2-1 victory here. 3 points heading back to Ellen Road with us, of course. We actually simmed a game at the start of the episode as well, I think, against Stoke, which we managed to win as well. You can see by the match facts, it was very even, but we just about came out on top there at the Emirates. So pretty much deserved winners, in my opinion. But you know, I said to you guys, I want to just sort of enjoy this career mode. But the thing is, there's one thing I want left in this career mode. There's one thing I want to do before the series ends. And that is go an entire league campaign unbeaten. We almost did it last season. We almost did it the season before that. Chelsea beat us last season to stop our unbeaten run. The season before that, it was Newcastle. So, can we do it in the last season of this series, guys? Yes, we are simming games, so we do have that luxury to us. And most of the time when we sim games on this career mode, we normally beat the teams due to the fact that our team is just so good, but we're still unbeaten. The question is, can we go 38 league games without losing here? We're still in a situation where I've still got to play at least, I think, 2 more teams in terms of the teams, and then that will make us play every single team at least once in the division. So we're still in a situation where we've still got to play some people, but I genuinely believe that if there's ever a time for us to go unbeaten an entire league season, this is going to be the season. I thought it was last season. It didn't happen. Chelsea beat us and made a fool of me, really, with that 2-0 victory that they got last year. But this could be the season in which we managed to get the full unbeaten season. And you can see we had another sim game here against Hull City. And Grimaldo scored on 2 minutes, and James made it even more certain there on the 49th minute. And this is what I'm talking about. Every time I sim a game, I'm confident I'm going to win it. And every time I go into a game, I'm pretty confident that I won't lose. And we had another game here against Spurs. You can see the league table on the bottom right of your screen. We are so far out in front. After this game against Spurs, we'll have one more team to play, I do believe, and then we will have played every single team at least once in this Premier League season. So, you know, halfway stage, pretty much, still unbeaten. It is possible we can do this, guys. I believe it's the only thing I want left out of the series is to go unbeaten. Can we go the entire season unbeaten is the question. We have this game up against Spurs here, who have been quite a, I guess, you know, difficult opponent in past seasons for us. If you remember the first season we took the league title home, they did come as runner-up and were really testing us right until the last sort of 5-10 games of the season. And, you know, they've really been up there, and they've caused me a bit of dangers in past years. So, this game here, if we're going to lose a game, it's probably going to be to Spurs, Chelsea, or Man United. Those are the 3 teams in which I personally believe are the 3 sides that may beat us and stop our unbeaten run in this series. So, this is the first time we're going to come up against Spurs this season. If we can beat them here, it means that we will be still unbeaten. And, of course, we've already played Chelsea and United in the series, in this season so far. So, we only have to play them once more. So, we've got to play Spurs twice. And we've got to play Manchester City and Manchester United and Chelsea as well one more time each. So those are really the only teams I see that possibly could beat me. Maybe Newcastle as well, because Newcastle are sat in 3rd at the moment, which is extremely good for them as well. Very well played to Newcastle to be up in the top 4. So, you know, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking the only teams I really fear are those 3, as I mentioned. Maybe Newcastle as well, because they stopped our unbeaten run in the first time we took the title home. But I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling quietly confident that we can go and beat in the entire season. And I want to say right now, I'm going to say that we can also retain the Champions League. Because I personally, again, feel pretty confident we can do that as well with the team we've got here. You can see the Spurs team on your screen. Absolute quality all around the pitch for them. But, of course, our team is nothing short of absolutely brilliant either. So, the first chance of the game fell our way here, 24 minutes in. Anthony Martial gives the ball back to Nelson Semedo, gives it into Dendoncker. Dendoncker sees the run of Matteo Di Siglio. Di Siglio eventually takes the strike on, but he is brought down in the area and the referee points to the spot. Fantastic little run from Di Siglio down the left-hand side. A nice little ball as well to give him it into the path of the fullback, and a lovely little attempt, I want to say, because it wasn't really going anywhere, but he just did enough to put the Trippier and give him enough time to try and get the challenge in. And of course, the challenge was poor, but we end up hitting the bar from this effort here from Anthony Martial. I was a bit gutted that we didn't manage to get the goal here, but N'Golo Kante wins the header, flicks it back in, but unfortunately it is cleared away. Nothing edited out here though, because pretty much the goal came straight after this as Ross Barkley went into the path of taking an effort on himself. A nice little run there, and I was gutted that he didn't manage to score himself. From the corner, though, he whipped this one in eventually as it comes into Kante. Kante does his man brilliantly, gives it to the edge of the area, into Rudiger, Rudiger into Baker, Baker out wide now to Ross Barkley. Barkley, little shimmy in the area, gets him back into his right foot, takes the cross, and it goes into Lucas Hernandez, who nods us 1 goal into the lead here. So a fantastic teamwork goal there. Nice little bit of skill from Ross Barkley as well to convert the to give him the space to convert the cross. And then the chance was very well headed into the back of the net by Lucas Hernandez, just beating the goalkeeper to it there. So Lloris, unfortunately, did not keep a clean sheet in this game. It meant they were a goal to nil down as well, as we look to continue our unbeaten run. And not only that, but go even further ahead in the Premier League. You can see as well, we were like 11 points clear going into this game, which is just mental already to be that clear. So, you know, pretty comfortable right now, in all honesty, for us during this the last few episodes of the series. Pretty damn comfortable. But, as I said, I can't get too ahead of myself, because the more I get ahead of myself, the more I put pressure on myself, and then, when it comes to a big game, I may end up losing it. But Spurs here had a big chance for themselves as well to get themselves back in the game, but unfortunately from the corner, a phenomenal save from Lou as he ended up beating that ball out, and we went on the counter at that point as well as El Ghazi gave it into N'Golo Kante. Kante sees the run of Anthony Martial, but eventually it comes through to him through El Ghazi, and when Martial is through one-on-one, you can bet your bottom dollar there's only one outcome in this situation, and that is that the number 7 slots it home to make it Leeds 2, Spurs 0, 56 minutes in. Just as Spurs could have quite easily got themselves back on level terms here, 1-1. A phenomenal save from Lou turned into a brilliant counter-attack, and it meant that we were 2 goals to the good here. And I'm, again, comfortable. It's just such a simple game, is football sometimes. And if you can counter like that and go on the break with so much pace that we do in fact have in this Leeds side, you're looking good for things to come. But again, Lloris beaten for the second time in a game. Could he have done more? I don't know. His one-on-one situation with, pretty much the best goal scorer in the world in terms of goals last year, especially in the Premier League. He got the top scorer lead. So, Martial is known for his goals, and at the end of the day, any goalkeeper that comes up against him, you're asking a big ask if you want them to save. But we did have a chance for a third as well. It came in the hands of El Ghazi. Barkley into the path of El Ghazi, and this strike is just next level. I mean, again, questionable from Lloris, really. You can say a keeper of his quality should be doing better there, but again, it's just a simple goal to score. And I say, if you do the simple stuff correctly, the chances are you're going to win games, and that is simply what we did. We just won the ball back, little ball inside to El Ghazi. The strike at the end of it as well from the edge of the area was pretty damn good into that bottom corner. And as I say, you can question what Lloris is doing, but take nothing away from us. We've shown absolute quality here to go 3-0 to the good. Spurs did get themselves back into the game, or rather get themselves a consolation goal in this one to make it 3-1. It came at the hands of James McCarthy. Eventually, Spurs on this right-hand side now getting a throw-in for themselves. Odegaard into Gonzalez. Gonzalez into, I do believe, Minamino. I don't know if I said that right. Eventually, he gets the ball back in the end to Onoma, who gives it into McCarthy, and that is just a fantastically worked goal. I can't really complain too much about that one. James McCarthy, nice little finish at the end of it as well to get Spurs back into the game at the 79th minute. But in all honesty, I never really thought that we would concede a second goal or a third goal in this one. I pretty much knew that it wrapped up the points when we went 2-0 to the good. But then the fact that we went 3-0 to the good, I pretty much knew that the points were completely safe at that point, even if we conceded, which we ended up doing. But you can see the referee did, in fact, blow his whistle and hand us the 3 points in the league. But I'm not too bothered about points right now. It's all about keeping ourselves unbeaten. So I would have taken a draw here. But in terms of match facts, Spurs pretty much had the exact same as us, but we were more clinical in terms of, goal scoring this today. So pretty decent result there. Good result against Arsenal as well. 2 victories in the 2 gameplays, and of course, the simmed victories as well. I want to thank you all for watching this episode of Career Mode. If you have enjoyed, smash that like button. And as always, I will catch you all for the next video, whenever it may be, in the near future. I've been Danny, and I'm out. Adios.